Hi, I'm Travis Eckert, a clinical imaging specialist with GE OEC. Today we're going to talk about the measurement tools that you have available on the GE OEC Elite C-arm. So the first measurement tool we're going to talk about today is the line or distance measurement tool. So I'm going to acquire my first image that I need, then I'm going to go to the annotations tab, and then I'm going to hit measure. This brings me into the screen where I can get access to all of my measurement tools. And again, right here is the first one. This is the distance measurement tool. Before I can use it, though, you can see it's grayed out. Before I can use it, I need to calibrate the system to tell it what we are looking at and make sure that it can accurately measure that anatomy. So I'm going to hit calibrate, and what it'll do is it'll drop this line in here for us. Okay, I can now take this and I can put it on any of the screws here that I need to measure, or any other anatomy for that matter. Once I get it pretty close there, I can also use these arrow keys to accurately put that line on the very tip of it to very finely adjust it. And once I'm satisfied with that, now I'm going to put a measurement of that. So this screw is 50 millimeters, which is 5 centimeters. So I'm going to put 50 millimeters in the box up the top. I can also measure off of a French scale. So if we're measuring or calibrating the system from a catheter that's in place, we can do that as well. Just make sure that the anatomy and the thing that you're calibrating with are in the same plane, in the same line there. So your measurements will be as accurate as possible. Once I'm done with that, I hit OK. Now you see this is activated, so I can touch this button and it'll put another line on here, but you see now we have a measurement there. So I can measure anything in this field now. So I can plan ahead and go on the next step of our surgery, plan for the next step, or just measure and calibrate different things in the field as I see fit. The next tool that we're going to use on the system is the angle measurement tool. So what this is great for is things like in this hip image, we can measure the angle or the displacement of the cup here if we're doing a prosthesis. And so what I can do is I can just hit this button right here, and that drops these lines on there. So these lines are really nice because they're easy to move. I just grab the crosshairs and put them exactly where I need them to go. And what's nice is they don't have to touch, so I don't have to measure them like this. I can actually put these two lines in separate places, so I can measure the angle difference between two separate things. This will also work very well if you're trying to measure the total pelvis and you're trying to make sure that the angle of the hips is still in the correct orientation. A lot of different things you can do with this angle measurement tool. The final measurement tool that we're going to work with here is going to be the stenosis measurement tool that allows you to measure a ratio of stenosis in a vessel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my image here. I can also use the Live Zoom feature of the GE OEC Elite to zoom in on this picture here and blow it up really large. Now what I can do is I can touch this stenosis measurement tool, and whenever I do, it gives me 3 lines. So the first line is going to be our measurement of the vessel. You want to put this on a good sized part of the vessel before the stenosis of the vessel. And then the one on the bottom here, we are going to measure a larger part of the vessel after the stenosis or narrowing. And then this one right here is we're going to measure the stenosis or the narrowing itself. I can also use the arrow keys on the keyboard to fine tune and preview the position of my crosshairs here to make sure that I get it very accurate. And so for instance, for this vessel, if this was where we were measuring, we could see that we have a 68.4% stenosis. And also if you use the calibration tool and you're able to find the distance of something in the field here, you can also see a length of measurement on that as well, so you can measure the width of vessels. And so this is how you do the measurement with the GE OEC Elite C-arm.